in this video, I wanted to take you guys behind the scenes of this YouTube setup that I use in order to make my videos possible. I have had this exact same setup in 3 different houses, and the reason for that is that I have made it really portable, really easy to set up, and honestly, other than the camera, really affordable at under $1,500. So far from me posting on YouTube using this setup, the channel has made over $11,000, so it definitely has paid for itself and will continue to pay for itself as I post more videos. So I'm going to go through a breakdown of exactly the equipment that I use, the cost associated with each item, just to give some potential content creators some ideas if they're looking to create a setup themselves. So I am going to be 2camming it today. When I go out and do my side hustle Saturday videos, I typically have this setup where I have a handheld tripod with an iPhone attached to a Rode mic, and I tend to use the front camera even though it's not as good quality because I can make sure that I'm always in frame. But let's get into the video. For me, whenever I talk to content creators and talk about sound foam, the biggest deterrent from them putting up sound foam is that they don't want to damage the walls. Now, I personally don't see a difference with sound foam as far as studio echo or sound quality. I purely just put it up as an aesthetic for my videos. I don't think it serves any functional purpose at all, but I actually got the idea to put up my sound foam through another YouTube video, and what I did was I bought black poster board from Walmart, and these are about $3.50 each, and they are just big rectangles. And with these black poster boards, I bought 15 of them, and I attached command strips to the back of the poster board. What that did was that gave me a very wall friendly and renter friendly surface in order to glue my sound foam to. So instead of actually gluing it to the wall themselves, what I did was once I put this up, I then went through and glued the sound foam to the poster board. And overall, I would say the poster board cost around $45 for 15 of them. And then if you count all the sound foam up, I have a lot of them, but for the ones that I used, I think I only used about 50. And if you get a 50 pack on Amazon, it costs around $40. And then after that, just to provide some depth, I did have a few posters on the wall and my LED light, which together cost about $50. And that's including a plant and a laptop stand as well. In my previous office, I did have this lamp on my desk, which I thought would be a pretty good aesthetic in the videos. And it's just sort of a magnetic floating lamp, but it just didn't seem right in this video. I also have this big piece of wall art that I thought might be cool in the video, but it didn't really match the aesthetic as well. So now it's just on this side of the wall. And what that says, if you can't really read it, it says chase the vision, not the money. And it's just sort of a glitched out $100 bill. But the foundation of the office is going to be the desk. And this was just a really simple fake wood desk on Amazon. And it costs around $70. And it provides just a little bit more contrast in the videos, especially when you put the large mouse pad on top. And then as we move forward into the gaming chair, this one is definitely not a necessity. I personally like the color of it, but I don't think that it's the comfiest chair if I'm being honest. And this chair actually costs $100 on Amazon, so it's one of the more expensive items in this studio, but I really do think that it looks a good bit better than just having a standard black chair. And it's all about providing the viewer a little bit more different things to look at so that different things catch their eyes in the video. But as we get into the important part, this is the microphone setup that I use. It's basically just on a little mini side table beside me right here, and I usually have it pretty high up like this when I'm recording, and when you see me recording in the videos, it looks like this. Now, I'm not going to switch mics in this video a whole lot because I think that once a person gets used to hearing one mic style, switching to a different mic is a little bit disturbing. But the audio that you are currently hearing now is from the Rode microphone, and this is the audio from the Yeti microphone. So you can see that it does sound a good bit different, but for this video, I'm just going to stick to the Rode microphone because that's what I've been using the whole time. And for the Yeti microphone, this costs $100 on Amazon, and the boom arm that I got with it costs around $20. It's one of the more cheaper boom arms they have, and I've been thinking about upgrading to something nicer, but if it works, then there's no need to fix it. But let's get into the brains of the operation. How exactly do I make and edit my videos? And I wouldn't be able to do it at all if it wasn't for my Mac Mini. Typically, my cable management looks pretty nice, but it's all just sort of zip tied right here. I have it organized to an extent, don't get me wrong, but it's actually mounted under the desk, so it's pretty hard to see on a day-to-day basis. And you can see it up there, the Mac Mini with an extended dock, as well as my lacy hard drive. So I keep it under the desk just to get a little bit more desk space, and it honestly has been a lifesaver. I used to edit and export my videos on a Walmart PC device, and it used to take me like 25 to 30 minutes just to edit a simple video and not a lot of edits. But with this Mac Mini that costs $570 on Amazon, I'm able to export videos in like 2 to 3 minutes. I would say that 95% of the time, my videos export in less than 5 minutes. But next on my list to talk about is the 2 external monitors that I use. I think having 2 monitors is so much better than just having 1 monitor because I'm able to work and edit on 1 monitor while having the other monitor available to go grab animation, graphics, and anything on the internet that I may need without having to switch back and forth between tabs. So these 2 monitors are actually just Walmart monitors. They are the 32-inch curved Samsung monitors that you can get right off the shelf. I believe they cost about $160 each, so $320 for both of them. But I think that these monitors will last a really long time. There's really no need to replace them unless I want an ultra raw monitor, but I actually prefer having the 2 separate monitors because I'm able to move them individually and put one closer to my face if I need to. And And how I'm able to do that is because I have a dual suspension arm that allows the monitors to stay off the desk and move independently of each other. I think that that's a game changer for me personally, because sometimes when I'm editing videos in a gaming chair, I like to lay down like this whenever I'm pretty tired. And how that will look is I'll lay down and have my arms like this, and I'll bring the monitor close to my face, and I'll just edit my videos like this. So I believe that for a single mount, it costs about $36. And I think that was around the price that I paid for the dual mount as well, because I think I bought around Black Friday when it was going on sale. But the next thing that I have in the studio is my lights that I have set up. I don't tend to use these lights all the time because I like how the sunlight looks coming through the window. In my other office, I didn't have a window because I was in a basement, so I had to rely on artificial lights a lot more. But I still have these up just in case. I have them up with command strips because they work just as good as nailing them in, and it's able to allow me not to damage the wall. But I have this all wired up to where if I wanted to turn it on, I could if I needed more light. But the only ones that I always turn on when I'm recording is going to be this light beside the camera that's on the camera rig. If you want to support the channel, subscribe so we can get this 100,000 subscriber plaque and not have to look at the paper one every day. And for this light setup, if you want to do something similar, the arms were around $20 on Amazon and the lights themselves were around $30. I chose to get the wired lights instead of the battery lights because I did not want to have to worry about charging them. And if I didn't mention earlier, that Lacy hard drive is actually $78 to $80 on Amazon. So with all of that added up without the camera, if you want to get the 2 monitor setup, you would be at around $1,491. And with the 1 monitor setup, you would be at around $1,331. And the reason why I left the camera out of this setup is because everything else that I built in this setup was budget friendly, but I didn't personally want to go budget friendly on the camera. So I thought that it wouldn't be fair to include that in the budget setup if it was somewhat of a luxury. But the camera that I actually use is a Canon EOS 80D. The entire package for the camera costs about just as much as this whole studio at around $1,500 on Amazon. But if you just get the camera and the lens, I think it's at around $1,000. And I actually have the camera screwed into the roof so that my camera angle remains consistent in all my videos. If you notice in this office, I do have wires for my camera and everything running to the side of the phone panels. And if I didn't have my camera in the exact same place, you would be able to see that in the videos. So that's just a little trick I use to help make my videos look more consistent. But if you found value in this video, then hit that subscribe button. And if you do decide to stick around and join the community, then I will see you in the next one.